Hello everyone! Welcome to today's It Gets Better stream. For those who don't know me, my name is Whinnaay or Whinnaay. People also know me as Win. I primarily stream Genshin Impact, and today I am very excited to bring you all on today's episode. We will be doing some queer cozy fanfic reading. Hi everyone! Hi Jupiter, Chans, Asawaki, Moz, Sailor Green, Ego. Hello everyone. Yes, we did raid over from my channel. I was streaming a bit of Genshin beforehand, doing the new event. Maybe if we have some time afterwards, I can go back to doing the new event. Or, you know, maybe we can start a bit with the new event as people, you know, find some recommendations for fanfics that they'd like us to read on stream, as long as it features, you know, an LGBTQIA plus couple from the Genshin Impact series, and as long as it's safe for work, so nothing mature or explicit, then I would say it's fair game. Oh, and as long as it's like not too long either. Please no 100k like 30 chapter fanfics today, guys, because I don't think we'll have time to read through it all on stream. Preferably one-shots would be appreciated. So, but yeah, I do have I was looking around on like Archive of Our Own, and I did find a few fanfics that I wanted to read out. Let's see if I can find them. But I don't know how like good they are, because I was actually searching specifically through like with the trans tag, because I was like, oh, I've never really read like fanfics featuring trans Genshin characters, and you know, I feel like it's you know, you can headcanon certain things because it's never explicitly confirmed by like Hoyoverse. So every line from Yinger is explicit. No, it's not. Trust me, Asawaki, it's not. Chance, at this rate, in a few weeks, you might have some fanfics you'll write. Yo, I would love to read that. If you actually do, hit me up, dude. I'm a sucker for fanfic reading. But yeah, so that's what we are doing today. Oh, sorry, actually, give me 1 second, chat. I just realized that I need to fix my sound a little more. I need to tweak my sound just a little more. Let me just add a filter to make sure that the music doesn't overpower us. Asawaki is right. Oh my gosh. Okay, hopefully this is good enough. Actually, let me just double check something. Yeah, I think this should be good. Okay. Yeah, just let me know if any of the audio is wonky. In the meantime, chat, I was thinking maybe we could go, yeah, I literally did not have time to set up between my own stream and now. So let's go find a nice place to sit and read for a bit. Actually, wait. I know usually we go into like Roman's teapot, but since this is a solo reading, maybe we can like, does anyone have a good spot to sit and just like read? Maybe Yinger, can you just how to grind herbs again, please? Oh my gosh. All right. So today Nahida will be our storyteller, since, you know, we found out how important storytelling is in Genshin, with retaining the accuracy of records in Irminsul and the history of Teyvat. Usually the most important truths are stored in the form of an analogy or a story. So where's the farm place with the water fields? Are you talking about in Liyue? Like the what is it? Where is it? Oh, Qingce Village. Are you talking about Qingce Village? I like this spot. This spot is actually our stream ending spot. But we can go, you know, we can go to Wangshu Inn. I personally enjoy Wangshu Inn. Chingsa. Oh, people want to go to Chingsa Village instead. Hi, Stan. Thank you for the hydration reminder. This is a reminder to chat to hydrate as well. Very, very important, especially since we'll be doing a lot of reading today. Actually, let me just make sure, since this water bottle spills a little bit. I need to put on top of my coaster. Okay, fine. We'll go to Chingsa Village. All right, where's a nice spot to sit down? Oh, I know there's some tables down past that building. Hi, Stan. How are you doing? Wow, and we even have a view of the fields. Actually, I want to sit on this stool. I'm picky. Oh no, but then Nahida can't face it. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you just got home. Welcome home. All right, let's see, chat. So, does anyone have a fanfic that they'd like to read first? I'm good, Stan. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I just came back from my break I did a birthday subathon. The subathon was also to celebrate my 2-year stream anniversary, but lasted like 3 days, so I was really tired. So I've just been recovering since then. I'm not sure if you can send links in the chat, Ego, so you can just DM me. I don't want to risk you getting getting banned or timed out or anything, because I don't even have moderator status on this channel, so yeah. Oh, Sadi, you're gonna head out, but hope the fanfic reading is fun. Thank you, Sadi, for stopping by. Yeah, I hope to see you around at next stream. Three days of streaming, Stan. Yeah, it was long, or like it was like, yeah, I would say like 50 hours of streaming. I did sleep in between, but it's still very, very tiring because you're like constantly on, right? When you're in front of the camera, and there's certain things that you can't really do. Like for example, you know, I feel like I always want to be engaging with chat in front of the camera and stuff, but then it's like, oh, then I can't really go down to get food. I can't do my chores. You know, I have to limit my bathroom breaks and stuff. But then you have to like, you have to take care of yourself too. So. Okay, all right, so we have our first fanfic chat, People Sit, from Echo. This seems really, really cute. Wow, okay, I like this. All right, chat, are we ready? Let me pull it up on the screen as well. Also, sorry, I just realized my captioning is not working. Let's see if this works. Why does it say disabled? Oh man, I don't know why my CC is not working, but okay, so I'll bring the fanfic on the screen. All right. And we'll have Nahida as well here. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's a bit of a tight fit, but okay. Maybe I'll move my game over. Oh my gosh. All right, so you can't really see Chingsa Village in the background, but that's fine. That's fine, that's okay, right, chat? Here, we can see Nahida at least. We can see Nahida at least. All right. Okay, thanks again to Ego for recommending this this fanfic. This is called The Handyman Can. Maybe I'll zoom out a little. All right. All right, let's see the author's note. So this is written by the almost rhetorical question. They say they've been wanting to write something for Genshin since they started playing, but they lacked inspiration until they pulled Benny. And then your brain went, best boy. So they wrote something because they adore him a lot. And no spoilers, so. Okay. Oh, and this does feature Benny and Razor, so. Okay, everyone, peepo sit. All right, let's read. The thing about Bennett is that he never looks where he's going. Never. Not once. Even though he spends his days walking around with sore toes and plasters on his fingers, his eyes are permanently on the horizon. His argument, when Razor asks him why, is that he knows he's going to trip over something anyway, so why waste time looking at the ground? Razor blinks at him from where he's kneeling beside the open backpack, wrapping gauze around Bennett's twisted ankle. They have enough food to heal their ailments, but it can't hurt to give Bennett a little extra support, especially as he seems to have picked up many dangerous mindsets, as well as physical injuries. Being careful isn't a waste of time if it means Bennett won't get hurt. Not a waste, Razor says. Don't get hurt. Sometimes, trying to get his point across to humans is pointless, but Bennett seems to get the message. His cheeks get all flushed, and he rubs the back of his neck sheepish. I guess I can slow down a bit, Bennett offers, but only if we know for sure there isn't any treasure around, okay? It's not really okay, but it's the best that Razor's going to get for now. He huffs a laugh. He pats above Bennett's ankle gently and gets to his feet, offering him a hand. Humans are very strange, complicated creatures. Wolves are much less so. There are simple rules, laws of survival, and they rely on their nose for most things, their stomach for others. Wolves are easy to understand, but wolves don't offer to share a meal with him, or shower him in compliments, or dimple their cheeks with cheer whenever they spot him. Nor do they pop out of the undergrowth and beg Razor to come on an adventure with them when he's just starting to get bored. It's not begging, Bennett insists when Razor mentions this offhandedly. I just think you need to have more fun. There are so many adventures out there, and you're really cool with your sword, like you can just jump in and BAM! He jumps forward, swinging an imaginary sword, his own weapon dangling from his belt. Just like that, the battle's over. Razor shakes his head. You are cool also. Bennett swings too wildly and stumbles straight into a bush. The little yelp gets swallowed up quickly by thorns and the sound of something snapping. Razor probably could have caught him, wolven instincts and all, but the surprise and suddenness of it means he does nothing but stand there and blink, bewildered. Bennett says, drawn out and muffled. I might need a little help. It only takes a moment to haul him out of the sharp shrubs. His bones are thankfully all intact, although his dignity seems to have taken a bit of a hit. Pride, Razor thinks, with a small nod, as Bennett turns away to pull thorns out of his arms. Wolves and humans alike do not react well to battered pride. He doesn't bring attention to Bennett's embarrassment. Instead, he focuses on Bennett's backpack, spying the strap hanging in two pieces. It must have been what snapped when he fell, caught on a wily branch. Razor keeps half a step behind while Bennett rambles, still red in the face but looking determinedly forward. He tends to the backpack's wounds while they walk. When they finally reach the little pass on the cliff where monsters and treasure awaits, Bennett turns to say something, only to squeak when he spots Razor holding his backpack carefully. Oh no, I didn't mean to make you carry it the whole time, Bennett says, speaking fast and looking mortified, clutching the backpack close. I forgot you had it. I would have taken it straight back if I'd remembered. His mouth pulls down and he looks at Razor sadly. You could have told me. You shouldn't have to carry all my stuff. Razor looks at him. Paimon is the one that told him he has a very scary look sometimes, like he's looking right through someone. Ether cleared his throat and called it intense. With that in mind, he tries to be as gentle as possible when he looks at Bennett. Your stuff is not heavy, Razor says. Bennett averts his gaze, but there is a little crinkle to his mouth. A smile. If he notices the patched up backpack strap, he doesn't say anything. He just slips it on and aims a trembling, excited grin at Razor. Shall we go in then? Razor doesn't see the destruction this time, only the aftermath. Mondstadt isn't always happy to have him, but Razor finds himself visiting the stone streets more often these days, wandering under the flags without purpose, usually with a friend or two at his side. Having friends is different from having his wolves all around, but it is pack all the same. When he comes up quietly behind the stall owner making such a fuss, the flinch and the wary looks from nosy people gathered around isn't a surprise. They disperse quickly, revealing a familiar scene. "I can fix it," Bennett promises, on his hands and knees as he scrapes together the shattered pieces of a flowered pot. "I'm not sure how, but I can definitely fix it. Or I'll buy you new pots. That's probably a better way to go." "Your hands," Razor says. Bennett jerks his head up. The minute their gazes connect, Bennett beams. It's such a wide and friendly grin, so laden with relief and happiness that Razor blinks rapidly. Like pale mornings, when the sun peeks into the cave, blinding him even as it wakes him. "Razor! Man, I was hoping to see you around." He glances back down at the mess and winces. "Although maybe not right now. Ha! Why'd you always find me when I'm in trouble?" "Good timing," Razor says. Where else should he be when Bennett is in trouble? How is he supposed to help if he isn't near? The little girl in charge of the stall is called Flora. She pushes Bennett away from her smashed pots and puts her hands on her hips, surveying the mess with dismay. "I really can buy you new ones," Bennett says, bouncing on the balls of his feet. "Just let me go on a few hunts and I'll have enough money to fix all this." "It isn't the pots," Flora complains, but Bennett has already raced off, throwing a wave over his shoulder. Razor shakes his head. There's a feeling in his chest that he can't describe. Either would say it is fond or tired. Both those feelings are the same in the traveler's eyes, and looking at all the people he surrounds himself with, Razor understands why. "Not pots," Razor says. Flora jumps. She peers up at him wide-eyed. The woman on the wall behind her is another one that flinched when Razor approached, but Flora doesn't flinch exactly, just looks at him very curiously. "You said not pots," Razor points at the mess. "Then what?" "What? Oh!" Flora turns around and points to a pile of wood. "Not the pots, no. He was swinging his bag around on the way to the forge and tripped over something and knocked into my stall. The whole thing is in splinters now." She sighs, dropping her hand. "I'd say there must have been some heavy ore in his bag to do all this damage, but Bennett can do damage simply by looking at something." That doesn't seem fair, but he can't exactly challenge it here. "Not easy," Razor says, examining the mess of the stall. "Still, I can fix it." Flora gasps a little. "You can?" "I can," he nods. "No trouble." And it really isn't any trouble. He's getting quite good at fixing things, and he's always been good at taking care of himself. All it takes is a little wood and sap that grows in Wolvendom, and a few nails. It's strange to work right there in the street, but nobody gives him any trouble. The stall owner across the way actually offers him some more wood from old crates, and a few bits of fruit while he works. By the time Bennett comes back, sooty and panting but wildly victorious, pockets bulging with shiny mora, the sun is fast beginning to set, and the stall is back to standing on all four legs. It isn't quite as grand as the other stalls, but it is sturdier. It'll hold up against all kinds of bad weather. "Whoa!" Bennett says, skidding to a stop beside him. "Did you do that? That's amazing." Razor shrugs. "Like building a shelter." I guess. Still really amazing though, if you ask me." Flora is quick to shoo them both away from her brand new stall, eyeing Bennett suspiciously as she takes the mora handed to her. Razor had planned to get what he needed and head back out into the wilderness around Mondstadt. He might not be as close to his wolf family as he used to be, but it isn't easy to slip straight into a normal human existence. But Bennett seems even more lively than usual somehow, and when he asks Razor to come with him, it's hard to say no. They get food from the Good Hunter. Sarah very kindly leaves the mushroom off the chicken mushroom skewers for Razor, and Bennett takes him all the way to the far end of Mondstadt City behind the cathedral. There are benches, but they don't sit on them. They sit on the wall instead, facing Wolvendom as the sun sets slowly, casting the land in honey and orange. Razor devours his skewer, and Bennett picks at his fisherman's toast, warm and golden brown. Side by side, they munch on their food and talk. Razor is always a little quieter, but it doesn't matter when he's with Bennett, because Bennett always has something bright and cheerful to say. The conversation moves the same way that he does, in big, long, rolling sentences that trip up suddenly when he gets distracted by something. A heron taking flight suddenly, or a burst of cryomagic in the distance, or the faint light of a Sealy making its way home among the hills. Bennett shoots him a smile all of a sudden, and Razor feels light in his chest, in his head. Dizzy, almost. If Ether were here, he would probably be hunched over snickering by now at whatever look is on his face. But Ether isn't here. There isn't anybody here to stop Razor from reaching out tentatively and taking Bennett's hand. Wolves have different notions of what constitutes a bad idea. Don't take food from another wolf. Don't make noise in an ambush. Don't ignore your nose. Don't set foot on another territory unless you know you're stronger, better, and your pack is right behind you. But touch? Touch is easy. A snout pushed against an ear, paws on laps, sleeping in piles. Touch isn't a bad idea in a pack. Never could be, unless it's a challenging bite. Wolf family would scoff at Razor's tentativeness. But when Bennett goes still and stares down at their hands, Razor wonders if he might have overstepped. "Ah," Bennett says. "Ah!" Razor withdraws his hand quickly, tucking it under his cloak, and stands. He climbs off the wall and bows his head. "Sorry," he says. "Should not have assumed." "Please do assume!" Bennett half yells, scrambling off the wall. In his haste, he falls face first on the floor, letting out a crumpled owl before he hurries to right himself, leaping upright before Razor can offer to help him. "Please assume! It just surprised me, that's all. And when I asked Ether if maybe I should do something, he said you might not get it straight away. And this is the first time I've tried, so I thought it'd take longer." His nose is probably going to bruise, Razor thinks, barely blinking at the onslaught of words. "Do something?" Razor asks. "Oh, well, like..." Bennett trails off, chewing on his lip. "Like dates? Is that what you meant by the hand-holding?" In a rush, he adds, "Because that's what I was going to do. Ask you on more dates, I mean." Razor nods thoughtfully, warmth flooding through him. That's what he was hoping for. Dates are good. We can go on adventures. Bennett brightens, almost shaking before something seems to occur to him. "Really? You're sure?" Razor tips his head. "Why are you not sure?" "Oh, I'm sure if you are. I didn't mean that, I just..." Razor waits patiently. "It's just that I break a lot of stuff," Bennett warns him. He gets up on his tiptoes to do it, biting his lip as he bounces nervously on the spot. "You probably know that already, huh? But stuff breaks around me a lot, and I break a lot of stuff, and I just want to make sure you know what you're getting into." He says it with that familiar, crinkly little smile, like he won't mind much if Razor says no, like he'll understand, like he'll happily accept it even if it hurts. Razor takes his hand firmly, smiling at the two bright spots of pink that appear in Bennett's cheeks, and shrugs. "You break it, I'll fix it. Good teamwork." The end! Hello, Princess Mia. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I'm presuming that was where the follow, that was who followed. Sorry, I don't have my activity feed up right now. Yeah, that was the first fanfic. Again, that was The Handyman Can by the almost rhetorical question. It was very, very cute. Yeah, I think they were quite in character as well. I think that is the, that's a good sign of a fanfic. I'll leave some kudos. Oh, me and my pronouns are she/her. If everyone else in chat would like to say their pronouns as well, since the pronoun check was redeemed. Also, I hope I wasn't reading too quickly or anything. You pulled Benny as one of your first pulls, Chance? Oh, Benny is incredibly strong. People consider him the Pyro Archon because he's one of the most I wouldn't say broken characters, but definitely one of the best supports. Like, you don't even need to build him for healing or anything. If you build him as a sub DPS, like, he gives an attack buff and he also heals your characters, that's already like good enough. So, oh, I'm glad I was reading well. Thank you. Okay, let's see. If anyone has any other suggestions, let's see. I kind of want to read a sapphic one. Let's see if I can pull something out of my, my bookmarks. I know last time on stream we read one about Kutsing and Ganyu. What did y'all think of that one, for those who remember, for those who were there? Let's see. All right, let me just tune up my. I'm not gonna share the search page because there are some like explicit results. So, oopsies, I typed in my tags in the wrong field. I excluded them instead by accident. Oopsies. Let's see. Wow, there's so many crack fix. Oh, I should also filter by the status. It should be completed. Hi, Hina! Roman, the readers were great on that one. Yeah, because you were the narrator, dude. No, you and Disarm did a good job, though. Thank you so much for joining me for the previous session. Chance, what is a crack fic? Basically, a crack fic is just, it's what it sounds like. It's a fanfic that's like so out of this world that it would never happen. There's no plausible like chance of it happening ever in the game just because it's so crazy. Like, you have characters that are out of character, you have crossovers, you have crazy stuff that happens, people saying off-the-wall stuff. I don't really like crack fics, to be honest. But, you know, sometimes they're good, they're refreshing, I guess. Let's see. Oh, I think I found one. Read the Wagner one? No, that one's not. That one's rated. That's not safe. That's not rated safe for work. Crack fics can be amazing if they're done right. Yeah, exactly. Man, I really want to read a sapphic one. I do have another one. I have some other ones, chat, but they're all like focused on the male characters. So I really want one focusing on the woman. Ooh, wait, this one looks promising. Wait a second. Yeah, Ningguang and Beidou. Wait, Timaeus and Skarmory would be an example of a crack pairing? Yeah, exactly, Ego. Exactly. All right, okay, I think we'll read this one. This one It's called Rising Stars by Dandelion Wine or Mei Lin Yi. And it's actually written for a zine, I think, or a Big Bang. So it's part of like a, for those who don't know what a Big Bang is, it's basically a fandom event to encourage artists and writers to produce content for a particular theme or character or pairing or series. So yeah, very, very cool. Nice to see that the Genshin community has those too. Oh, Ego, you have one that's Gina and Lisa with Ningguang and Beidou in the background, but it has some innuendo. Okay, yeah, we want to keep things fully safe, so. All right, so yeah, this is for, yeah, Beidou and Ningguang. And the additional tags are fic with art. Maybe we'll see the art in the fanfic and growing up together. Let's see. So Dandelion Wine says in the author's notes, if you know me, you know I've been a huge Beiguang simp since the start of the game. So it's no surprise I'd write them again at some point. And the lovely art in this fic was made by Lingua di Gato, my Big Bang partner. So. Hi, Fierce Axolotl. A Taxolotl raid. Oh wait, that's so cute. I love that. Hi. Should I call you Fierce or would you prefer Axolotl? Hello, raiders. Welcome everyone. Hi, General Pedro. I'll give everyone a second to get settled in. Hello. Welcome. Yeah, for those who don't know me, it's nice to meet you. My name is Whinnaay or Whinnaay. People also know me as Win. I stream a lot of Genshin. I usually stream Monday and Thursday evenings in the Eastern time zone. My pronouns are, as you can see on screen, she/her. And today, for the It Gets Better channel, we are playing some Genshin, and we're having a cozy queer fanfic reading session. So, hi, hey sis. Hello. Okay, I will call you Fierce. Yeah, Fierce, how was your stream? What were you up to? Were you also playing Genshin? Do you stream Genshin as well? I do see that you are a founder for the It Gets Better channel. So one of the earliest subs, one of the OGs. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah. So we are about to, y'all came at the right time because we are just about to start a new fanfic. So for those who are familiar with Genshin, we're reading a fanfic about Beidou and Ningguang. This is a very, very popular, I'd say one of the most popular sapphic pairings because from what I see on AO3 and in the fandom, it feels like a lot of the popular pairings are like yaoi or like BL, so. Oh, you're playing Celeste. Oh, Celeste is, I think that's the roguelike game that has a trans character as the main character, right? I've been advised to play Celeste, but I don't think I'd have a good time because I'm very bad at platformers. So I think I would rage. I wouldn't want to rage at a game like that, you know? Oh, you're a huge supporter of the It Gets Better project and you're previously a partner. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's lovely to meet you. Actually, here, let's go check Fierce's. Oh wait, why did this open here? Let's go check Fierce's channel out, chat. And then I can give you a follow as well. And you know, actually what's funny is you are the second Fierce I know from Twitch who is also part of the LGBTQIA plus community.
Hi everyone, I'm Fierce.
Oh my god! You have an intro video. Wait, why is it so quiet? Why is it so quiet? Wait, let's watch this, chat. Oh wait, my Genshin is going in the background. Wait, let me pause my Genshin.
Hi everyone, I'm Fierce. I use they them pronouns. I'm a fiercely kind Latine. Ay, va a ser muchísimo más fácil atacar.
Oh.
We did it! Charity focused streamer.
Oh my god, you have an axolotl onesie!
An indie game enthusiast.
This looks really cute.
I know it's
This is adorable.
Here with
I
your
love it.
fan, expect wholesome and emotional indie games.
Oh my god.
chaotic fundraiser.
Chaotic! Oh my gosh! The chicken dance
And
music!
content focused around kindness, as we do take kindness seriously. So much of gaming is about showing kindness.
I agree.
Something that I want to bring in the community, but also about being mindful and being just finding peace, you know, within yourself.
Yeah.
Hope to see you soon.
Oh my god, you even have axolotl earrings! That's so cute. I love that. I love that. Wow, thank you again for bringing your community over here. I'll give you a follow. I love the axolotl theme. Love it very, very much. But yeah, I'm sure you had a long stream, and I noticed you do have captions on your stream as well. Usually I have captions too, but I don't know what happened with my OBS. It says my CC is disabled and I can't get it working today, so I do apologize to those that are unable to watch the stream with audio that we don't have captions today. That's why I have the fanfic on the screen so people can follow along when we're reading. But yeah, again, thank you, Fierce. If you need to run, I'm sure you had a long stream, so don't feel obligated to stay. But it's very, very lovely to meet you. And I appreciate you bringing your community over. Thank you so, so much. And again, for those who want to stick around, any Genshin enthusiasts from the raid, we will be reading Rising Stars by Dandelion Wine, which features Beidou and Ningguang. Oh, I have to move this back. Okay, all right. Everyone ready? People sit. Oh, I'll unpause my Genshin so that we can see Nahida again. Looking over Chingsa village. Oh, I will start the music up again too. All right. Oh wait, actually, let me just turn my dialogue sound off. There we go. Hi, Excellent Dragon. You're not familiar with Genshin. What are these characters' backstories? Oh, that's kind of a hard question because every character does have... There are a lot of characters in Genshin, and every character has a different... Like, you know, like they have their own history, their own upbringing. They have their own relationships with the other characters as well. That's developed to different extents. So I will say that for the main character, or how you find yourself in the Genshin world, is that you're a traveler with your twin sibling, and so you came to Teyvat to, I guess, like, you know, explore and just spend a bit of time before you go onwards on your travels. But before you can leave, you're stopped by some other god, and that god takes away your sibling, and then you wake up after like an uncertain amount of time. Yeah, there's a bit of story in lore. Hina is right. But yeah, you wake up and you find your guide Paimon, which is this character. Let me just turn this off. Yeah, that's Paimon. This is Paimon, or Paimon, sorry. Different pronunciations in different languages. And she helps you just traverse over Teyvat and go to the 7 different nations, and you try to find an audience with the archon or the god of each nation so that you can get answers to where your sibling is. But it goes much, much deeper than that. Yeah. Yeah, but for Beidou and Ningguang, so they are characters from the Liyue region, and Beidou is a sailor, and she is she's a human, but she is so powerful that apparently she defeated a sea god with her bare hands or something. And Ningguang is the leader of the Liyue nation, so she's part of the Qixing. The 7 stars, they are the people that run the nation. And people think that she loves money or Mora, but it's really just because she grew up poor. So, hi, cool person moi. Hello, how's it going? Ego power that ends in hot dog, what? What's that supposed to mean? Anyways, okay. We will commence with the fanfic reading. Let me just fix my window again. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, we were sealed away for at least 500 years, but that's like not known until later. So no spoilers for any new players. Wait, that's what one of Beto's English lines sound like. Oh, I don't play the game in English, but that's funny. Okay. All right, here we go. When she first saw her hanging around the docks, Beto didn't think much of it. A chance encounter like countless others, perhaps not even the most fortunate. That's all there was to it. Whinnaay Harbor was home to a multitude of different people, ranging from businessmen to artists, from shady traders to curious tourists. Beto's earliest meeting with the crowded atmosphere of the city had been shocking, an overwhelming surprise for someone used to the peaceful life of a humble village. Moving from the shoal with its white sandy beaches tickling her soles and its skin-scorching sun, Beto had greeted the hustle of the city with fearsome worship, quivering before that beacon of civility. The ocean was still the lead scenery of Beto's days. Every morning she woke up at dawn, crawled out of the lone raft she slept in, then rushed into the docks to begin work. As she breathed in the salty scent of the waves and felt the mischievous breeze running through her hair, she observed. Her eyes scanned the port in search of anything that could mean profit. Her master had been painfully clear in his teachings. Scout the area, weed out the people in dire need of help, state your conditions to solve the issue at hand. Make the most of any chance, seize the moment to rise like a star in the night canvas. Beto didn't share the old man's glorious dreams. When she rolled in bed at night, what lulled her to sleep weren't fantasies of fame, wealth, or power. Everything her heart craved was already in front of her. The sea, the foam, the boundless horizon. Helping others out wasn't but a temporary source of income, some savings to someday purchase her own ship. The road ahead was long and paved with difficulties. Mora wasn't easy to gather, especially when Beto had nothing to offer except for her labor. Translating, transporting wares, delivery. She put on the market everything she could do and everything to her knowledge. Food, water, and a roof above the head were vital, yet they did not come at a low price. Beto had to live off the bare necessities to take shy steps towards her dream future. Being a child was another disadvantage. People often took pity on her, mistaking her for a lost girl. They handed her candy and treats as they would to a stray puppy. Once she explained what she had come for, their attitude shifted. They grew cold, turning her down and running away. The mantra accompanying her along the journey was a song she had heard from the sailors. Its fins formed the ocean deep, its tails the mountains high. That image alone, the battle of fishermen and pirates waiting in ambush in the mist, one to flee and one to prey, was enough to push her to cling to her dream for just a little longer. While days rolled by on the calendar and the age of innocence began blossoming into glimpses of youth, Beto understood that Whinnaay Harbor was a place where people tried their hardest. Fishermen sold their loot, children carried silk flowers and violet grass in baskets bigger than them. She wasn't alone in her endurance. The stall she saw on a summer day wasn't any different from the others. It was neat with mixed wares orderly stacked upon wooden shelves. Gems shining on the upper half, reflecting the sun rays in a lively rainbow. Seashells gleaming a pale bluish glow. Salt-covered fish to keep its taste intact. Beto walked past it by chance after one of her rare jobs, with heavy boxes of ore miraculously balanced in her arms. What exactly caught her attention back then? The objects had no cohesion, meaning the seller couldn't be an expert in any of them. They didn't seem to be of exceptional quality either, though graciously presented. "Hey there," the seller greeted when Beto stopped by. And that was the moment Beto laid eyes on the woman who would eventually become a lifelong companion, in the good and the bad. Sitting with her legs crossed over a lofty wooden barrel, a white-haired girl was speaking to her with a noble pout on her lips. "Hi," Beto replied, more out of instinct than anything else. "Thanks, Katie, for the hydration reminder, chat. This is your reminder to hydrate too." She had a better look at the stranger. Everything in her was impeccable, from the tidy hairstyle, 2 elegant twin buns perfectly centered on each side of her head, to the well-ironed beige dress. Had it not been for her bare feet, all dirty and bruised from the long walks, one might think she had come straight out of a rich family's portrait. The girl's red gaze inspected Beidou as well, piercing through her soul. "See anything you like?" she chirped. "I'm not sure what could satisfy your fancy. Want some fresh juice to cool down after work? Or perhaps a gem to bring you good luck?" Beidou looked at the items she was listing. Bottles of apple juice imported from Mondstadt, jade, and core lapis from local mountains. Surely nothing she would waste money on. "No, thank you." "Then what about this?" The girl's hands disappeared behind the shelves to search through a hidden box. When they resurfaced, they held a precious obsidian-hued box. "I'm not sure it'll prove to be of any use, but hey, one should also please the eye." Inside the box was a hairpin, golden, slim, and elegant like the neck of a crane, with embedded gems and a cyan pendant. It was indeed breathtaking, yes. The amethyst slivers scattered on the surface were truly stunning. There was only one problem. "I have short hair," Beidou stated. "It can always grow," the girl shrugged. "Or you can resell it. Unless you would keep it as a lucky charm?" Judging from the fine quality of the item, it would be one expensive keepsake. Beidou couldn't afford to squander her ship funds on a frilly trinket. "Where did you get these amethysts?" "I mine them myself," the girl said. She showed Beidou her hands, peppered with calluses and red bruises. For a moment, she imagined her hard at work, fingers latched onto a pickaxe, sweating off day and night in the pitch-black darkness of a mine, while risking being crushed to death at any given moment. Then the girl laughed, thus breaking the spell. "Did you fall for that? Of course I didn't. Regardless, pardon me if I refuse to tell you where I found this hairpin." "And why?" She rolled her eyes. "Because it's a secret, duh. Businesswomen don't reveal their secret sources." Beidou's gaze inspected her from head to toe. Sure, she had a distinguished appearance. Sure, she knew how to carry herself and talk emphatically. But looks weren't all there were to life. "You're a businesswoman? You look more like a raggedy street seller to me." "Mind you," the girl quipped, her arms proudly crossed in front of her chest. "I might not look the part now, but believe me, in a few years, you'll regret not buying this hairpin from me." She snapped the box shut, and the glistening gold vanished from Beidou's sight. Thanks, Hina, for the posture check. My posture's good. Chat, reminder, posture check. Curled up in the tattered blanket she used as her sole shield against the cold, Beidou was staring intensely at her first horrifying mistake. As she twirled the hairpin between her fingers, gasping in awe when the moonlight reflected in its beautiful amethyst spots, her vision was veiled by tears. The girl had been merciless. After coaxing her into buying the object, she had spewed out a preposterous price and refused to back down by a single mora. Ashamed of going back on her word, because true sailors didn't commit such lowly acts, Beidou had ended up trashing half of her savings on that piece of jewelry and owed her more. What was her power? Beidou had never been held in such a lethal grip before, one that corroded her nerves and poisoned her judgment. That girl must be a witch, she thought, or perhaps a scary demon spawned from the depths of the netherworld. What's that? Beidou blinked, her eyes having yet not adjusted to the darkness of the night. Juza was standing on the edge of the pier, glaring at her. She crawled out of the raft and showed him the hairpin. I bought this today. What for? You have short hair. I don't know, Beidou admitted with a sigh. I guess it's time I grow it out. After using her magic tricks to fool Beidou, the girl vanished into thin air for a long time. Not that she minded. She didn't have enough money to repay her in full, and she hated the idea of sneaking around like a thief in fear of running into her. You must have met a witch, Juza said. He took the fish bucket out of the sailor's hands and emptied it inside a wooden box, the catch flailing around in a whirlpool of fins and gills. She charmed you, and now she went back to wherever she came from. Beidou lifted the box, ready to carry it to the fisherman's stall on the market. If she's a witch, she wouldn't allow me to pay in installments. She would steal my soul or something like that. The conversation died at that. Juza had been by her side since her days in her birth village, the only friend in her miserable life. She knew him quite well. He wasn't the type to obsess over things that didn't involve him, and Beto's personal funds definitely fell under that category. Beto was blessed with an entire week of relative peace. With the incoming end of summer festivals, Liyue Harbor was bustling with tourists and visitors, and salesmen from all over Teyvat were swarming the port. Transporting wares back and forth, delivering messages, handling transactions between foreigners, Beto forgot about the hairpin at once, dipped in work up to her neck and genuinely enjoying the help she was giving others. Until, on a fine autumn morning, the girl returned. Her stall looked the same as the first day, only with different fish and blue crystals instead of jade. Have you come to settle your debt? A pair of elegant slippers covered her previously bare feet. Her dress seemed to be new and precious as well. Beto wondered where she'd been off to, making money here and there thanks to her charm. There's no way I can make money that much money so fast, Beto said. Give me a few weeks at least. The girl seemed to consider Beto's offer. She brought a hand to her chin, pensive, as if weighing the possible outcomes. Then she shrugged and let out a faint chuckle. Forget that, actually. Say, what if we traded instead? Traded? She crossed her legs, suddenly looking more professional. I'll forget you owe me any money if you do me a little favor. Beto blinked. The plan sounded way better than the current situation, honestly, and less threatening to her ship funds. But what could such a strange person need from her? What was worth the price of the hairpin? An unknown urge rose inside of Beto at that moment, a hidden side of her personality that would someday become one of her main traits. The art of teasing. Is it typical of you businesswomen to change the conditions of a contract after it's been signed? How uncanny, right before the god of contracts gaze. What sort of reaction was Beto expecting? Perhaps that the girl would be hurt by her accusation and cry. Or maybe she would sulk and not utter a single word. Both behaviors seemed fitting for her, childish but spoiled at the same time. Contrary to Beto's hopes, the girl was ready to fire back. We both know you won't ever make enough money, fish girl. So, are you willing to accept my offer or not? No turning back. Hey! Beto yelped, caught off guard. Fish girl. Her glance landed on the box of mackerels she had in her arms for the previous 20 minutes. Ah, she saw where she was coming from. Fine. What do you need? The answer was as simple as it was surprising. Intel. Intel? Beto echoed. Didn't that word refer to high-level information gathering accomplished by secret agents and soldiers? How could a humble child like her fulfill that absurd request? That's what I said. The girl rolled her eyes. You're always running around the harbor. Eavesdrop on other merchants, take note of what they say about market fluctuations, and report all of that to me. Seemed easy enough. Beto did unwillingly overhear conversations most of the time anyway, though she paid close to no attention to the words of adults. That's it? You'll forget I bought something expensive in exchange for some sentences? A finger was pressed against Beto's lips. Despite the bruises covering its knuckles, it was oddly slender and smooth. Tut-tut, fish girl. This is why you're a laborer and I'm a businesswoman, see? Information is priceless, perhaps the most valuable commodity on the market. Alright, Beto flinched, uncomfortable with the sudden contact. Say, what about you tell me your name before we get physical and all of that? I'm Beto. Ningguang. A pretentious name, just like her personality. Soon after their agreement, Ningguang left the harbor once more. Beto was worried throughout the first few days, wondering if something might have happened to her. She didn't know where or how Ningguang acquired the wares to sell, and the paths that led in and out of Liyue Harbor were famous for the frequent bandit assaults. What could a little girl with no muscles and a sharp tongue do against a clique of thieves? But as rapidly as the seasons changed, so did Beto's feelings towards the matter. She realized somewhere along the line that there was no real bond between them, no friendship, no partnership. Ningguang had no obligations to come and see her, and Beto had no right to demand as much. The truth was probably simpler than what Beto fantasized. Ningguang had found a more profitable market elsewhere, perhaps along the tourist-packed routes, and had chosen the best outcome. Nothing deeper than this. business at its finest. Thankfully for her, the time to drive their yet-to-be friendship was brief. A famous corsair docked in Whinnaay harbor less than a month after Ningguang's disappearance, scouting new members for his crew. Beidou had to seize the golden opportunity to make her dreams come true. Despite the old-fashioned rumors about women bringing misfortunes aboard ships, Beidou had a certain something in her. An undying warrior spirit glowed in her eyes, a fierceness that charmed the captain enough to allow an exception. "Nobody will notice if you keep your hair short," he said. It seemed that the hairpin would have to wait a while longer before being put to its rightful use. When she was greeted by the red wooden bridges of Whinnaay 4 years later, Beidou was a changed woman. The humble handywoman roaming the port was gone, and so was the shy, aspiring sailor she had been since her childhood. Now in command of her own crew, she had broken every record set in Whinnaay's millennial history. She was the first female sailor to rise to such power in the maritime ranks since the times of the Archon War, or so the elders like to say, and she had climbed up the ladder quicker than lightning. Juzo was still at her side as her chief mate. One adventure led to the other, journeys melted into longer trips with detours and unexpected dockings, and years had rolled by without Beidou even noticing. The city had been altered as well, enormously so. The simple, humble pier had been replaced by a majestic haven, home to countless ships and boats with a multitude of flags. The buildings on the seaside had doubled in height, their walls painted in bright red and yellow hues, the green tiles of the roofs glistening in the sunset. It was magical, like returning home to a lover after a long time spent apart. Except, to Beidou, Whinnaay Harbor was more of a temporary affair, a place she had lived in but never truly belonged to. The atmosphere was even more magical during the lantern rite. Beidou could remember taking part in the event once, when she was working as a handywoman on the docks. The paper lanterns floating in the ocean's water had entranced her, 1,000 glowing dots on the horizon, carrying everybody's wishes in their trails. It was nostalgic to be back there, strolling down the harbor in between the partying people. All restaurants had placed their tables outside, to offer their customers an unforgettable dinner under the starlight and the lanterns. Groups of friends and fellow sailors were getting drunk at the pubs, their mugs clashing with each toast, their laughter filling up the air. A nice breeze blew through Beidou's hair, finally the correct length to be held back by the infamous pin. Something she had been surprised by was the frequency at which she heard the name Ningguang bouncing among the passerbys' mouths. Her first assumption was that the girl had been caught stealing, or that it was a mere coincidence. How many people shared that name in the vast universe? "Let's check down there," Juza said, pointing at the crowd gathered on the pavilions near Boo Boo Pharmacy. A loud chatter rose from that area, where blinding spotlights had been scattered all over. It seemed an important event was being hosted. "There are no pubs there," Beidou groaned. "I thought that's what you wanted to do." Juzo waved his hand in the air as if swatting away an annoying fly. Yeah, I'm curious though. Let's see what the chaos is about. Come on." Resigning to her miserable fate and saying goodbye to the beer in her dreams, Beidou followed him and Mora Grubber toward the pavilions. It was an auction, apparently. Strange items with an important aura were exhibited on top of pedestals and stored in thick glass cases. "Nothing for us to see here," Beidou began to say. And then, she saw her. The auctioneer was a gorgeous woman, perhaps the fairest and most refined lady she had ever cast her gaze upon. She had long, silky white hair, and her beautiful, slender legs were draped in a purple gown, exposing the flaming red tattoo on her outer thigh. She had changed, yes, but there was no doubt. That woman was Ningguang. She wasn't barefoot anymore, nor did she look poor in any way. She was well-dressed, nice-smelling, and a rising star on the business scene. Going once, going twice. Ningguang's voice was also different. It had a lower tone than Beidou remembered, almost like velvet engulfing her ears. She swallowed thickly. Just what was that feeling in her stomach? "Sold! Congratulations to our winner, Mr. Bai." She led the auction with great skill. She dedicated praise to each item, encouraging people to pledge more, and coaxing them into purchasing things they didn't need for the mere sake of competition. A technique Beidou had seen the origins of, and that had now ascended to a higher level. In spite of her initial reluctance, Beidou sat next to Juza in the farthest row from the platform. She watched Ningguang conduct her business with elegance and ability, entranced once more by her beauty. Yes, she was a witch, no doubt about it. Once the show had come to its end, only when all items had been sold and a few laborers had taken away the display cabinets, Ningguang bowed before her crowd. A man approached her, kissing the back of her hand in a gentlemanly fashion as he bowed. Thanks to Lady Ningguang for joining us on this fine night. Happy Lantern Rite. Lady Ningguang. Alright, that was cool, Juza said unenthusiastically. Now about that pub. Beidou glanced up at him. He was obviously waiting for her to stand up and join her crewmates in the quest to find a good place to get wasted. But now, her mood for a party had disappeared, replaced by an inexplicable throbbing in her chest. You two can go on ahead without me. I have a matter to solve with an old friend. Not daring to question her decision, nor willing to waste any more time, Juza grabbed Mora Grubber by the arm and led her away from the crowd. Beidou remained there, sitting on the wooden chair until not a soul roamed the plaza in front of Boo Boo Pharmacy. After the stage was dismantled, Ningguang walked out backstage. She had changed her outfit, now donning an equally splendid white and golden dress. A pipe was resting on her lower lip, her lipstick staining its golden surface. She seemed unaware of Beidou's presence. She was squeezed in her fur coat, enjoying her smoke with half-closed eyelids. The pirate approached her first, following a sudden gust of courage. Hey! Ningguang's gaze flickered over her. It wasn't until it landed on the hairpin that she widened her eyes, suddenly knowing who was standing before her. Why, good evening, she said, a smile instantly curving her mouth. Long time no see. Yeah, since, you disappeared without a warning and never came back. Beidou spewed her accusation in a burst of instinct, not truly conscious of her anger until it was out there for anyone to see. What was she so mad about? Ningguang's face froze, the nostalgic grin fading into a frown. I had my reasons to leave. Plus, you're not any different, fish girl. By the day I returned to Liyue Harbor, you departed on a journey. She was right. They were equally at fault for the rift between them, assuming the shores of their lives were ever connected at all, that is. She couldn't toss all the blame onto Ningguang and expect her to be fine with it. Beidou inhaled sharply, breathing in the bitter smell of smoke coming from the woman's pipe. Was that a faint aftertaste of flowers? Fair enough. Sorry. Got a bit emotional and all. So, how's life? Not bad, as you can see. Ningguang pointed at the disbanded stage with a vague gesture of her arm. I run a small business. To be honest with you, my job is mostly based upon beating other merchants in supplying responses to the customers' demands, monopolizing the sales of one product at a time, and dictating prices for the whole market to follow. It was somewhat awkward to chit-chat so casually after 4 whole years, when they'd never properly said goodbye to each other. Beidou couldn't help but lose herself in pointless stares, her gaze inspecting every minor detail that had changed in Ningguang and comparing it to the girl in her memories. What about you? Ningguang urged her to add something in return. A fair trade of information, from merchant to merchant. She bent her back forward to enter Beidou's line of sight, throwing an amused glance up at her. Cat got your tongue? Beidou cleared her throat with a short cough. She took a careful step backwards to put some distance between them, her nostrils assaulted by the liters of perfume the woman had chosen to wear. I'm the captain of a pirate ship, the Alcor. I'm aiming to build my own fleet someday, but so far, this is what I have. Ningguang listened attentively to her words, her eyebrows furrowing at the sound of each syllable. It was almost as if she was evaluating Beidou's speech and putting her value upon some invisible mental scale. She walked up to the pavilions to glance at the ocean, bits of dark blue sprinkled with the black profiles of the docked boats. A crew to travel the sea with, Ningguang said, melancholic. A trail of smoke rose from her pipe and spread in the cold breeze, masking the horizon view with a blurry white cloud. Sounds dreamy. How does it feel to be freer than the wind, Captain Beidou? Her name sounded strange pronounced by her. Ningguang's voice made everything weird, actually. She was like a cat. No, a fox. A manipulating, mischievous fox who always weighted her words a tad too much. And Beidou was, alas, easy prey for people like her. You can have it too, she said without thinking. Want to join my crew? The chuckle that shook Ningguang's shoulders reeked of sarcasm. Thank you, but I will pass. I don't like rowdy people and smelly places, she said, turning around to face Beidou with a smug expression on her face. However, I have a welcome back gift for you. A special invitation. To what? To Liuli Pavilion, Ningguang said nonchalantly, as if it was obvious. Be punctual. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so make sure not to let it go to waste. She left with that, leaving nothing of her passage but a faint trail of perfume. Beidou watched her go, rapid yet elegant, her heels clicking on the dock as she dove into the crowded liveliness of Liyue Harbor, the city Beidou could barely say she knew. The ceiling of Liuli Pavilion was the tallest Beidou had ever seen. Huge lamps hanging from the walls painted the restaurant in their yellow hues, casting shadows over the guests' faces. Ningguang was sitting in front of her, a huge plate full of golden shrimp balls to divide them. So, the lady began, pretending to be busy inspecting her nails and the jewelry on her fingers to have an excuse to keep her gaze low. What are your plans for the immediate future, Captain Beidou? The mockery in her tone left Beidou completely unaffected. Ever heard about Haishan? Sea monsters have been causing quite an uproar in the far ocean. As soon as I'm done assembling my fleet, I want to take a shot at hunting it down. Its fins formed the ocean deep, its tail the mountains high, just as the lullaby said. No matter how far or tough it was going to be, Beidou was determined to defeat a scary creature to prove her worth to the world. Ningguang's lips bent in a satisfied grin, her lipstick glistening in the lantern light. Most impressive indeed, she praised her. Then let us have a competition, shall we? In honor of the good old time. A competition? Beidou's instinct warned her off making deals with that woman. She looked like a poisonous scorpion, ready to maul and kill her unfortunate victims. And gods, was she unwilling to take the risk? Yes. My goal is to become the wealthiest businesswoman in Liyue. Ningguang crossed her legs over her seat. The skirt of her gown fell to the side, showing once more the flashy tattoo on her milky thigh. Yours is to become the best-known pirate in history. So... No, Beidou cut her off with a firm shake of her head. That ain't me. So... Ningguang's glare was colder than ice, despite the warm and fiery color of her irises. Next time we meet, we will see who has grown closer to her goal. Sound good to you, dear Captain? A chill ran down Beidou's spine at the mellifluous tone she used to say her title. With reluctance burning brightly in her chest, she accepted the challenge with a sacred handshake. We have a deal then, dear lady. The whole crew was gathered on the deck to watch the show before their eyes. The Alcor was slowly sailing away from the million lights of the harbor, the twinkling stars paling before the sheer glow of the city. Beidou, on the other hand, chose to spend the night in her cabin. What had gotten into her? She shouldn't have accepted a bet when her instinct told her to run and never turn back. And now, she was fated to deal with the consequences of her actions, doomed to feel nervous about her success even more than before. Something sparkled in the corner of her eye. She glanced in that direction. A pearl bracelet was casually lying on her desk, waiting for her to find it. What's this? Beidou asked Juza, who was scrubbing the floor right outside her cabin. Who brought this in? Some girl dressed in red came while we were having lunch. Juza scratched his head in confusion, trying to dig through his memory. I don't know who she is. She just said it was a present for you, so we didn't question it. Huh, and what if it was a trap? Beidou considered saying before she noticed the handwritten note peeking from under the bracelet. She picked it up, the vague aroma of the scented paper instantly invading her nostrils. If left in its raw and polished form, even the most magnificent gem will not sparkle, she read out loud. Then, upon flipping the missive around, she saw another line of text. I'm aware you aren't refined enough to appreciate this gift. It's priceless, if not in its manufacture, then in its sentimental value. It came as quite a shock to Beidou to find out years later that their competition had ended in yet another draw. Perhaps she should have been honored to have achieved more than before, managing to play on Ningguang's level rather than lagging behind. And yet, it was not a comforting thought. The opposite, actually. It was enraging. The news was floating around every corner of Liyue Harbor. Ningguang was rumored to become the next Tianchuan, rising to the position of wealth and power she'd been dreaming of. Beidou had successfully slain Haishan and turned into a living legend, someone everybody admired and respected at a glance. Both had surpassed their initial goals. Naively enough, Beidou had forgotten about their first business transaction when they were barefoot and poor children roaming the docks. Ningguang's lust for influence couldn't come without a solid intel network. That must be why, barely 3 minutes after setting foot into the city, Beidou was summoned to her palace. It towers over the hills near Blackcliff Forge, the woman in red who relayed the message told her. You cannot miss it. Towering was an understatement. The building was gigantic enough to be easily spotted from the Golden House, opulent and luxurious down to the smallest detail. What's this for? Beidou asked once in front of Ningguang's desk, surrounded by the richest trinkets she had ever seen in years of nautical life and treasure chest hunting. What's the point of a palace in the middle of nowhere? Ningguang smiled subtly. It will soar above the skies of Liyue once I'm the Tianchuan. So, I'm pretty sure you've heard of my results as well, Beidou said. Although she doubted the meaning was literal, she liked the analogy. Did you have me come here just to admit it's a draw? Of course it wouldn't be that easy. The challenge was merely a test to decide whether or not you're worthy of being my assistant. Before Beidou could cut in and ask for more information, she added more to her speech. The next stage of my plan will require some burdensome material gathering. Word on the street is that your crew is offering supply services. Alright, what do you need? Beidou got straight to the point, unwilling to fall for more of her traps and strange schemes. You could have just sent me a letter with the order instead of making me climb all the way up here. Ningguang drew a long puff of smoke from her pipe, the white cloud spreading through the silent office. The distant chatter of her secretaries and the cleaning ladies were the only audible sounds. Sunset vermilionite. Sunset vermilionite, Beidou echoed, her jaw dropping in surprise. That material is extremely rare. What do you need it for? It wasn't hard to guess though, judging from her dream of making the palace float in midair. Your service will be paid triple the base fee, Ningguang offered, plus other unique benefits. Beidou listened carefully to the full list of rewards. It was so damn tempting. How shallow of her was it to accept the preposterous deal simply because of the pay? Exclusive trading rights with Liyue Harbor and special honors if Ningguang became the Tianchuan, or the Jade Chamber's possession if she didn't. Isn't that kind of a high price for a few ores? This project is my personal bet with myself. Besides, Ningguang giggled under her breath, a sound Beidou hadn't realized she was missing dearly. I wouldn't be so cocky in your place, Captain Beidou. That's a indeed, Jupiter. Alright, I think a few more sections and we're done the fanfic. The moon glows quietly in the night sky of Liyue, ever peaceful and mellow. Beidou glances up at it every now and then, always taken aback by its closeness. No matter how many hours she'd spent on top of the Jade Chamber, it's a feeling she can't come to terms with. Ningguang has worked hard for this night, making the due adjustments so that not a detail would be left to chance. The delicious imported wine in their cups, the top-tier food of Liyue Harbor on their plates, the finest silk cloth on the table, nothing is lacking. Ningguang never lacks. Sometimes I wonder, Beidou starts, suddenly reminiscing the good old times. Did you plan this all along? Legs crossed on her precious wooden chair, Ningguang takes a quick sip of her wine, short enough to barely wet her lips. Such a refined yet pointless way to drink. Beidou will never understand the ways of the rich. She's used to the rowdy life of a sailor, with beer churning in the mugs and people swallowing loudly. What are you referring to, Captain Beidou? Ningguang asks. The hint of mockery in her tone, the vague superiority hasn't left her voice throughout the years. It's still there, unmoving, just like the rocks cast into the sea by their former Archon. I expected Beish to appear eventually. Enough talking about that. Ever since the Avenger of the Vortex has come to haunt Liyue, only to be defeated by the joint efforts of their group, it's been the only topic in everyone's mouth. And after such a long day, Beidou is more than tired of discussing work. Nah, not that. I mean, between us. A raised eyebrow from Ningguang's direction silently urges Beidou to add more to her line. I was recalling the day we met. When you sold me the hairpin, did you imagine... Ningguang's laughter shatters the bubble of quiet that's been embracing the terrace for quite some time. Do you think my foresight can reach these peaks? She asks. You flatter me. I would be called an adeptus if that was the case, don't you think? She has a point. Beidou isn't sure where she was going with that, knowing that any question out of Ningguang's thorough script would result in mockery or embarrassment, for her anyway. Then Ningguang speaks once more. But I admit I was surprised when, meeting you years later, I saw you were still wearing it in your hair. Frankly, me too, Beidou admitted with an awkward chuckle. I planned to throw it in the ocean the moment I realized your scam, but for some reason I didn't. I kept going back on my actions. Also, she couldn't afford to waste such an expensive item. Maybe she harbored the hope in her heart to someday sell it for a higher price, thus winning her inner battle with her pride. Or perhaps she was more attached to the trinket than she liked to believe. And why do you think that is? Damn, Ningguang is good at this. She peeks at her from down up, her thick lashes fluttering innocently. The white mascara makes her red eyes stand out even more against her pale complexion, as she flashes the most charming smile in her repertoire. Beidou swallows helplessly. She can't seem to escape her role as the victim, a caged prey to the Tianquan's antics. All along, she's been a pawn in her hands, an especially cherished one, yes, but a pawn nonetheless. Life has taught her some skills too, though. She can now play along with her teasing, no longer passive in their banter. Do you expect me to bring up fate or something of the sort, Lady Ningguang? She quips, perfectly mirroring her tone. You know that's unlike me. Nothing of the sort. Another slow sip of wine. Another star sparkling in Ningguang's irises. I was testing your reactions for mere entertainment. That line is her way to admit defeat. She won't yield, even though no good comebacks linger on the tip of her tongue. Beidou is kind enough to save her the shame of surrendering, catching her cue to leave every time Ningguang runs out of arguments. The appearance of Ningguang's secretary, temporarily turned into their personal maid and tasked with fetching the empty dishes, adds fuel to the fire of her impatience. Well then, I'll be going now. Thank you for the meal. Not so fast. Beidou would lie if she said this is a first. Alas, it's not unusual for the capricious Tianquan to demand her to stay overtime, milking her company until the last second, greedily eating up every free minute she has. What is it? Satisfied with the attention she has received, Ningguang crosses her arms over her chest. A game of chess. At this time of the night, Beidou whines, though failing to conceal a smirk already curving her lips. She approaches the table again, sitting at the Tianquan's side with a proud stance. Some ladies don't know when to call it quits, huh? Ningguang catches the tease. What can I say? I like a captain who can spoil me with full, undivided attention. The taste of her lips isn't new either. The sickeningly sweet flavor of chapstick mingling with the wine they've been drinking, and the strong perfume she always wears. Addicting, some might say. Dangerous, Beidou thinks. But after all, isn't the life of a pirate nothing but a perpetual pursuit of danger and thrills? Oh, look at the picture, chat! Wow, this is really well drawn! Thanks, Jupiter, for the hydration reminder. This is a reminder to chat to hydrate as well. If you asked 10-year-old me what she'd think about kissing the poor barefoot seashell seller, Beidou contemplates, her gaze up to stare at the starry sky, she'd probably cry. Ningguang scoffs. 10-year-old me would cry as well, knowing I'm being affectionate with a rowdy girl who smells like fish. Hey, what? I didn't smell. Captain Beidou, I was aware of your blindness, but I assumed your sense of smell worked just fine. Oh, just shut up already. The end. That's the end of the fic. Yeah, oh my gosh, the kissing was so unexpected. I thought they were actually going to play chess. But I guess they're playing another game instead. But yeah, this fanfic was definitely longer than the other one. I think the other one was yeah, 2.2k words. This was triple the length. This is over 6k words, 6.4k. So that's why. Woo! Sheesh! Okay. I think my voice needs a bit of a break. So maybe I'll do the Genshin event. And then I'll do like a round of that, and then we can do maybe 1 or 2 more fanfics. Does anyone have any suggestions? I do have one more. I have one from that I personally want to read, so. Let me just put my game back. And so their perpetual banter begins. I know, right? They've been bantering for so long, and they will continue to banter. Okay. Oh, my expeditions are done. But yeah, what'd y'all think? Thoughts, comments, concerns? All right. Let's go do the event. Yes, this is my account, Jupiter, yeah. It is my account. Man, I was so close to getting plat on the first stage. Should I try again? Or should I go to the second stage? Share the fries with you? Okay, yeah, you can have some, Jupiter. Here, you want me to feed you? Here. All right, chat, open wide. The fries are cold, but they're still crispy, so. Oh, I can't pick the fry. Okay. Say chat. Do I change my harmonics? Feeding you more, Moz? All right. Here's another fry. This fry is really dark, so it's really crispy. There you go. Chat's so greedy. I know. Who taught you to be like this, chat, huh? What's better? Is it? Oh, I see. I see. Oh, Okay, I was really close. Chat. Let's try again. I think I can 5K this.
말이 안 통하면 해버려!
일어나라. 낙엽이 지는 게 안타깝도다. 빗줄기를 그리긴 어려운 법. 제우 유호. 이 검을 알아보겠는?
가자. 잘 가. 뜨끈뜨끈하지? 사부의 창수를 감상하라고.
구름이 숨고 기러기가 오네.
빗줄기를 그리긴 어려운 법. 즉시 성급. 이 검을 알아보겠.
I think like I think
누룽지야, 불을 뿜어라.
일어나라. 바람을 타고 구름이 가도록.
빗줄기를 그리긴 어려운 법. 제우
I was about
유호.
to say, did I
알아보겠는?
I remember during the stage there was one where it's like the one mushroom in the air. Was that last time or? No, I think that was when I used Layla actually. Oh my
과
god.
신비.
말이 안 통하면 해버려.
자, 구름이 숨고 기러기가 오네.
빗줄기를 그리긴 어려운 법.
일어나. 잘 가. 예.
일어나라.
끌었네, 끌었어. het하자.
즉시 성급. 이 검을 알아보겠느냐? 열어. 예.
뜨끈뜨끈하지?
바람을 타고 구름이 가도록.
Oh my god.
야호! 배도 채웠으니 편히 가렴. 끌었네, 끌었어.
일어나라.
Okay. I actually don't know if this is better than the previous attempt or not. But we'll see.
무너져. 내 호령을 들어라.
얽혀들어라. 조급해할 거.
Oh no, it's getting intercepted by the pillar.
공공호가 왔어.
난공.
일심동체.
아프다고 울지마. 마무리.
기폭제 정화.
Hi, Ghost. Is it Zia? I'm sorry if I said it wrong. How are you?
무너져. 내 호령을 들어라.
회수. 얽혀들어라.
불꽃놀이가 보고 싶어? 폭죽이 왔다고! 슝!
난공.
무너져. 일심동체.
잡았다. 마무리. 작업.
슝!
Oh my god, why are these enemies so far away?
하늘의 이치가 진군한다. 구수병.
무너져. 이 기세를 몰아가자.
회수. 어떤 수가 나오려나?
I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I can do better than last time.
축제 재현!
난공. 이게 하늘의 이치.
Oh, can I try to play? You're new to Genshin. Oh, what AR are you?
얽혀들어라.
I feel like my position needs to be better.
슝! 폭죽이 왔다고!
구수병.
이 기세를 몰아가자.
Oh my god.
어떤 수가 나오려나?
기폭제 정화!
Oh my god, did it, chat! I actually got... Oh no, I did get my first... I got the 5K! We got the 5K! Let's go! Sheesh! Ah. Zia, have you ever played Genshin before? Or are you like completely new? Oh. People clap. Oopsies, sorry. Mm. Alright. Let's try the second stage now. Oh no, you lost your account? Oh no! I'm so sorry to hear that. Do you mind if I ask what happened? Was that recent or? Okay. How far? Yeah, how far did you get, Z? Oh, you haven't played in a long time. What do you remember what the last update was? Like, do you remember the characters that were on the banners or? You have Mona and Chi-Chi. Oh! Chi-Chi is a pretty decent healer. And Mona's pretty good too. There are better Hydra characters than her, but she's not bad. She's very, very good for buffing your attack. Yeah, so it sounds like you know stuff about Genshin. So what exactly do you need help with? Like, is there a particular character you want to build, or a team comp you want to try, or... Oh, you forgot the banner? That's fine, that's fine. Okay, let's see. So this chamber is... After a character triggers swirl, all party members deal... Oh, gain crit rate. Okay. Who deal animal damage. Oh. Let's look at the enemies again. Okay. Yes, Mona and Chi-Chi are good for new players when you're starting out, yes. So I kind of feel... They say you should use Wanderer. I see Kazuha here as well. What if I use Xiao though? What if I used Xiao? Oh, last time you played was during the pandemic. That was a while ago. Like, that must have been over a year ago then. Let's see. I do like playing... I could play Wanderer with... What was that team I played last time in Abyss? It was like... Yelan, Kazuha, and Kokomi. Who would I put on the Xiao team? I could put... Oh, I wonder what constellation their Faruzan is, or how she's built. What are the harmonics? Let's see. Characters animal damage. Oh, okay. So animal damage increase, normal charge and plunging attack crit damage increase, and attack increase. Okay, all right. I feel like maybe the first one is better. Yeah. And then I feel like it's the same harmonics. Oh, sorry, Z. I only add people that I know really well. But if you continue to hang out, then maybe someday in the future. Yeah, and also I don't have a lot of spots on my friends list because there is a limit, so... Okay, maybe for Xiao, I do... Oh, what if I use Sucrose? And then we use... Wait, actually, what was that team? Oh, I could do Sunfire Gene, but I have to change everything. Maybe I'll just use... Let's try this. Alright, okay. Should I play Benny with Wanderer instead, actually? Actually, I'm sure it's fine, right? Oh, that's close to launch, Whinnaay. Yeah, when someone... Oh, well, but the pandemic lasted a while, right? So it could be within any time within that period, so... Alright, let's see. What's my thing here?
17호식 슈퍼 바람 모듈 6308식 바람 유닛 흡착력 테스트 육각 상처 따위
지루해 비명을 지르거라 무능하군 여기다
Well, I can't see where the enemies are!
무능하군 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 소용없어
Alright, let's see.
이게 하늘의 이치다. 구슬기
6308식 바람 유닛 무성의 바람 복제 6308식
내가 모두
나자의 춤
Alright.
여기다 무능하군 여기다 무능하군 소용없어
Oh my god!
하늘의 이치가 진군한다. 난공
흡착력 테스트 치료식 슈퍼 바람 모듈 흡착력 테스트
총 공격을 시작.
Oh, I
사라져라
hope I'm in the box. Okay, yes, I am. That's good.
무능하군 여기다
Oh my god, they're so far away!
무능하군 여기다
이게 하늘의 이치다.
6308식 바람 유닛 조확산 상태 흡착력
이깟 상처 따위 아프지 않아.
소용없어
Oh, I
나자의
don't think I'm in the... Okay, whatever, it's fine.
여기다 무능하군 여기다 무능하군 무능하군
하늘의 이치가 진군.
Oh, thanks, Cena! Yo, this is fun.
6308식 바람 유닛 무성의 바람 복제 흡착력 테스트
내가 모두
소용없어
Oh my god.
사라져라
My mom is
여기다
so cool.
무능하군 여기다
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I'm at like 2.6k, 2.7k points. So, okay, what's my... Let's see. Alright, so let's do this. Let's do this.
낙엽이 지는 게
Okay, and then Yelan.
잡았다. 마무리 작업.
Alright, and then I'm
귀찮은
gonna burst with water, and then now I can use his skill. Alright, now back to Kokomi, back to Kabuha, skill and burst.
아프다고 울지 마. 얽혀들어라.
Yelan, and then water burst.
무엄하구나.
And then skill. Alright, back to Kokomi. I really like this rotation. It's so perfect.
기러기가 온다
어떤 수가 나오려나?
귀찮은 것 분노의 바람
Man, look at all these numbers.
벌레 주지
이제 실력
Oh, I probably should have. It's fine.
일어나라. 바람을 타고 구름이 가도록.
잡았다. 얽혀들어라. 속세를 내려볼지니. 차. 바람질주. 비천한 것.
괜찮아. 구름이 숨고 기러기가 오네.
회수. 마무리. 작업 끝.
죽고 싶어 환장했군.
Oh god. Okay, reason.
눈을 마주쳐. 자유롭게 낙엽이 지는 게 아니.
아프다고 울지마. 어떤 수가 나오려나?
분노의 바람. 고개를 숙여라.
Oh my gosh. 5.1k first try. Let's go. Woo. Okay. That was so fun. Wow, that team is so fun. All right, one more stage. One more stage and then we'll read our final fanfic of the night. Oh, look at all this Mora I'm getting. I need all this Mora. Okay. So... interesting. So it's all reacting with hydro. Oh, wait. Wow, okay, so it's a react and then swirl. Or from Burgeon. Interesting. Oh, because these are all pyro reactions. I see. So they're all pyro reactions. I wonder who they'll suggest. That's another pyro domain? Interesting. Oh, oops. Didn't mean to click that. Oh, Dea is a trial character. Okay, interesting. I feel like this one won't be as easy. Animal's just too good. I've never played like an overloaded comp before. Let's see. What if I really overloaded on the first half? So what if I do something like... Oh, my kutsing needs a sans though. Ugh, so annoying. My kutsing is not fully built. I guess I could do Raiden. I could do like a variant of Raiden National. Oops, that's not what I meant to click either. What if I do Raiden, Bishul, Xiangling Benny for the first half, and then the second half could be who should I use? Oh, I don't have any grouping in the first one. What are the harmonics? Let's see. Oh, elemental damage. Okay. Elemental burst damage and crit rate. Oh. I think elemental damage is quite good. But these conditions... After a character takes the field. Let's try this. This is a very quick swap team. Raiden's team is very quick swap. And then, let's see, for the second, these are all big boy enemies. Oh, I do have a virgin team that I like to play. Oh, but Benny's on the other team, so. But what if I try with like, let's say, I use Nahida, Xingqiu, Kazuha, and Dea. I'll use the trial Dea. Let's try this. I wonder how this will work. Or, can I replace Benny on the first half with someone else? Oh, but I do need a lot of pyro though. Or let's try this. Let's try this. Let's see if this works. Alright, so first Benny, then Official, then Shangling. Alright.
번개는 영원히 빛나리. 도망칠 수 없다.
Alright, back to Benny. Official burst again. Shangling. Oh wow, Shangling's burst is still on cooldown. Alright, and then we go back to Raiden.
정렬의 시간. 포용 간파.
Alright, back to Benny.
아가씨의 뜻대로.
Official. Shangling.
무념
And then Raiden.
징벌의 빛.
내가
칠흑의 날개여. 낮과 밤을 뜨끈뜨끈하지. 사부의 창수를 감상하라고. 지금이 정멸의 시간.
Oh my god, I don't even know where the enemies
포용
are.
간파.
Okay,
밑과 상처 따위.
okay, so we're switching it up now.
누룽지야. 불을 뿜어라. 무념 단절.
Oh my god, this crab's so annoying.
도망칠 수 없다.
총 공격을 시작한.
Oh, Official doesn't have her burst this time.
끌었어.
Oh, Shanling doesn't have her burst either. Alright, I'm switching to Raiden.
번개는 영원히 빛나리. 징벌의 빛.
Alright, I'll switch to Benny.
아미아의
Official.
천상.
말이 안 통하면 해버려. 뜨끈뜨끈하지. 포용 간파. 무념 단절.
총 공격을 시작.
아미의 환상. 그렇네.
Okay, I think I got over 2.5k, so I think we have a good chance. Alright, let's see. What is my rotation with this team? So, I'll do Nahida and Xingqiu to trigger Blooms, then Dea, trigger Virgin, and then hopefully Kazuha can swirl Pyro off of Dea's thing.
전부 다 보인다고. 이것이 바로 지혜의 전.
이 검을 알아보겠느냐? 제우유호 빗줄기를 그리기 멋 봐줄 거 없어.
자, 구름이 숨고 기러기가 오네.
Where are they? There we go. Wait, what the heck? Where? Oh, okay.
이따가 조금 아플 걸. 어이? 기억했어.
이 검을 알아보겠느냐? 지시성급 빗줄기를 그리기
우리 집에 놀러와.
총돌격이다. 하이!
바람을 타고 낙엽이 지는 게 안.
어이?
There we go.
퍼져라. 지식을 너와 공유할게.
구화신비 열어!
이따가 조금
바람을 타고 구름.
어이? 이것이 바로 지혜의 전당이야. 기억했어.
제우유호 이 검을 알아보겠느냐? 싸워보자고. 샤!
퍼져라.
낙엽이 지는 게 안타깝도다. 일어나라.
이따가 조금 아플 거야.
Wait, where'd the enemy go? What the heck? I can't see anything. Oh god.
손에 손잡고 지식을 너와 공유할게.
빗줄기를 그리기 어려운 법
Oh, these
지시성급
enemies are a
이
lot
검을
slower.
자, 바람을 타고 구름이 가도록.
퍼져라. 어이? 우리 집에 놀러와. 어이?
Where is enemy?
헤이?
심했고
Oh jeez, how do I hit me?
빗줄기를 그리기 어려운 법 구화신비 이 검을 봐줄 거 없어.
바람을 타고 구름이 숨고 기러기가
전부 다 보인다고. 어이? 어? 타락? 탁탁. 손에 손잡고. 어이?
Oh man, I don't think I can do
제우유호
this.
빗줄기를 그리긴 어려운 법 열어! 총돌격이다. 하이!
Oh man, 4.3k. 4.3k. Okay, try again. How do I? Wait, let me leave. I feel like there's a better. Maybe I don't use Dea. Who else has good pyro application?
말에 따르면 사막에도
Let's see. The problem with overload is that you knock small enemies back. Zero score new record? Lol. Wait, can you play Overload Yoimiya? Is that a thing? Because Vape is her best team, isn't it? Oh, but you can use Vape as well. Okay, wait. Maybe I just do this then. Maybe I do the same team. Like as the first time. Yeah, where is Yunjin and Zhongli? Let me check the harmonics again. Okay. Yeah, this should be good. Okay. I think this team is better. Alright, one more try and then we'll read the last fanfic chat and we'll call it a night. How's that sound?
레이븐, 어둠을 갈망하거라. 사부의 창수를 감상하라고. 누룽지야. 지금이 정렬의 시간.
아미아의 환상.
뜨끈뜨끈하지? 무념 단전. 공격을 시작! 레이븐! 어둠을 갈망하거라! 누룽지야, 불을 뿜어라! 말이 안 통하면 해바름! 지금이 정멸의 시간. 이깟 상처 따위 치르길 나에게요. 낮과 밤을. 무념 단절.
Alright, these
도망칠
guys.
수 없다.
내가 모두를 지켜.
레이븐! 어둠을 끌었네, 끌었어. 사고의 창수를 감상하라고. 지금이 정멸의 시간.
Oh man, I have like no stamina. Where is this thing? Oh,
총 공격을 시작하지.
wow! Oh my god, Benny one-shotted it.
나와라 우주.
Okay, I need to
무념
use
단절.
Biden
징벌의
because
피.
Strangling has no energy. It's fine.
내가 모두를
아녀의 환상. 누룽지야, 불을 뿜어라. 말이 안 통하면 번개는 영원히 빛나리. 고용 간파.
총 공격을 시작.
뜨끈뜨끈하지.
Oh, I didn't see my score. I hope it's over 2.5k. Okay. Alright.
이게
Okay, it's
하늘의 이치다.
2,576. Okay, that's fine.
구수
내 창을 보아라. 일심동 회수 마무리 작업. 불꽃놀이가 보고 싶어?
Wow, okay. Think this is faster than the Nahida team?
공고가 왔어.
하늘은
Oh, oops, why I do
만물을
that?
움직인다.
That's fine.
아녀 반스
내 창을 보아라. 이 기사를 몰아가자. 아프다고 울지마. 어떤 수가 나오려. 기폭제 정화.
Nice.
폭죽이 왔다고.
이게 하늘의 이치다. 아,
Oh my god, Donley got his first point so fast. So
잡았다.
many particles
마무리.
flying around.
작업 끝.
Oh my god, they're spawning next to the thing. This is great.
하늘은 만물을 움직인다. 난공
이 기사를 몰아가자. 아프다고 울지마. 얽혀들어라.
Oh my, no, my shots aren't registering.
폭죽이 왔다고.
이게 하늘의 이치다. 아녀 반석
Alright, come here, big guy.
알아. 일심동체. 잡았다. 어떤 수가 나오려나? 불꽃놀이가 보고 싶어?
Oh man, look at her melt through.
하늘은 만물을 움직인다.
Alright, I've already surpassed my previous score. This is
알아.
good.
이 기사를 몰아가자. 마무리. 작업. 불 조심해.
Yo, we got this in the bag, chat. We got it. We got it.
축제 대현.
이게 하늘의 이치다. 아녀 반석
내 창을 보아라. 아프다고 울지마.
Oh my god.
기폭제 전화.
Oh my god, let's go. 5.1k again. Sheesh. Alright. Shall we read the last fanfic, chat? Who wants to hear the last fanfic?
이상하게도 가끔 비가 내리고 이보다 훨씬 거세대.
Wahoo! Oh, I already collected the rewards. Oops. Okay. All right, let's go to Wangshu-in this time. I guess you can't really see the background anyways because the fanfic covers it. All right. I think there's a place to sit. I know there's places to sit on the like on the bottom floor, but is there no place to sit? Like actually? No place to sit here? Spiral Abyss who, Jennifer? I'm not gonna do Spiral Abyss today. I'm gonna do Spiral Abyss on Wednesday. Yeah. I have heard many things about it, so. Alright. Okay. Here, Nahida can stand in this puddle. Or this pot. Alright, so our final fanfic for tonight is wait, I have to dig it out. I have to dig this one out from my bookmarks. There we go, I found it. Okay. So this is called Wisdom of the Feeble Lunatic. And it features the ham. And Nahida, but not in the way you'd expect. Oh, Nahida's on her swing. Lovely. Okay. Oh wait, where'd my thing go? Wait a second. Oh, oops, I moved the wrong overlay. That makes sense. All right. Okay. There's no author notes. The summary is, God asks, what does it mean to love? She asks him in a dream. All right, people sit. This is one of my personal favorites, chat. All right. God asks, what does it mean to love? She asks him in a dream. The happenstance of the dream is of no particular matter. The murky borders are embroidered with mirrors facing outward, windows facing in, such that one cannot gather his thoughts in their solace. He turns his head to regard her, but must soon avert his eyes. She leaves a blinding afterimage behind his eyelids, a purpling and god-shaped bruise punctured through his sight. The taste in the mouth is of an ashy and crisp substance, one of the many foods that disagrees with him for its texture. All sounds are muted but for her voice. When he touches a hand to his temple, he finds his headphones prominently missing. What does it mean, God repeats, to love? The racing circuits of his mind are sluggish to respond. His neural circumlocution is shot, and he wonders just how long he has been sitting here. Did the very appearance of God in his dream overstimulate him? Short out his sinusoidal wires? Has she been questioning him for so long that he has forgotten every time previous, a collection of moments the brain discarded in emergency as a trauma? Haitham opens his eyes. The darkness to him is only just restored. Looking out, he finds they are amidst a field of quiet and sunset colors. A waning forest, a waxing beach. Good night, cool person Wah. Thanks for hanging out. He pulls his finger out from under himself and shakes them back to waking. In his periphery, God observes his unmasked behavior curiously. I can't answer that for you, he says. And she has her immediate rejoinder, as if they have truly been here before. I am certain you can, God answers. If anyone can tell me, it must be you. Must? He repeats skeptically. Yes. He becomes conscious of her hands gathered in the wrinkled ashwata leaf patterns of her dress. Strange, he finds, that she should become so monumental in a dream, remain so diminutive in reality. Perhaps you're not the most beloved person. No. She shakes her head. It is because you provoke such extreme emotions in everyone you meet. Though Haitham would rebuke such a statement typically, he can no longer argue against it. As Grand Scribe, all at the Academia knew his face. Until the remaining 2 sages are recovered from their internment, he is the Academia's acting authority. He has seen more faces in the last few days than he has ever before witnessed in his life. The lap of the clear waters call for his attention. He wonders if God commands the temporal elements to bring him back. Haitham says, no man can tell you why others feel the way they do about him. He can only give you his presumptions. You're a very logical person, she chuckles. Please, give it a try. He shrugs. Somewhere far off, a grass fairy begins to sing. Those in power who execute decisions are bound to elicit polarizing emotion. The ratio of admiration to contempt relies on how closely they abide the majority's principles. But no, Haitham's mind whispers. Is it his own? He is so often in conflict with himself, he could not tell if God were interjecting her opinion into his thoughts. They hated you, even before then. He considers the listless sky. Constellations, marked through by the arbitrary lines of their astronomers, dance between the gloomy clouds like dust motes. On the tip of his tongue, he tastes the premonition of rain. The blue sky dulls and withers under his attention. One also, he murmurs, provokes disapproval for their personal choices. When the people are not satisfied with those above, they turn to morality. They attempt to exert control on those beneath. Everything is rooted in the struggle for power. God is considering him with a deep fascination of her labyrinth eyes. When do you suppose it started? It is not when, he says, but how often. The first time his mother laid eyes on him and, for a reason unknown that he does not begrudge her, chose to leave. The first time he spoke for too long, lost in his enthusiasm, received from the orphanage mothers the harsh rebuke of a slap. The first time he drew characters from the alphabet into the sand and alienated his peers. The first time he sat away from the girls' side, went to the boys, and again and again. With her wondering voice, she reflects. The research uploaded into the Akasha system. It often said that unhated men go unremembered. Is that not itself a form of love? Of a kind, Haitham allows. He cups a hand over his ear, listening to the beat of his pulse and the breath in his chest. A purposeful love used as a tool by the ruling autocrats to memorialize the history they liked. You mean to ask me about the feelings a person cannot help? God breathes out at the same time as he. I am not sure. She comes to her feet, and the brief flash of her bare ankles threatens his sight. I have to think about this. Can I come again? You're God, he says. May I? She repeats regardless. He dips his head. The Archon vanishes from his dream, and then he too vanishes. God asks, what is the difference between purposeful and accidental love? She asks him in a dream. The happenstance of the dream is different than the one some weeks ago. The gentle edges of their shared stage are rounded by canopies of flowers and scarlet-dyed cloth. Outside and in reality, preparations for the Rose Water Festival proceed apace. The Zubair theater troupe performs openly in the streets, celebrating his indifferent permission. Haitham knows better than to stare at her this time. He folds one leg over his knee, adjusting to the library chair in which he finds himself seated. How do you fall in love? persists God. On purpose. I can't answer that for you, he says. But she has her insistent reply, as though waiting for him to demur. I am sure you can. You are the one who made me wonder to begin with. Made you? He repeats, distasteful. Yes. He becomes conscious of the stillness to her hands, and the peace he feels in his own. He glances down at his 10 unadorned fingers. The blanketing calm of Tignati's thick smoke has followed him through the dimensional curtain. God says, what is a love felt on purpose? The shadow of Milu dances across the far cobblestones to his cadence. One cannot be compelled to feel love, but love itself can be an action, a verb of consequence. A tyrant can make their people love on purpose. A mother can love a child of terminal disease, though he will soon be gone. Do you suppose the people of Sumeru are first to love me? She asks so softly. Some, Haitham says. God visibly flinches in the chair across from him. He traces whorls through the imperfect grain of the wood table. By culture, tradition, fear, their own self, or others. You have only just returned. You cannot expect them all to love you. And what of Milu? Ponders God. And Dea? All of those at the party. Yet what can he do but shrug? You would have to ask them, says Haitham, though I think Nilu's behavior speaks for itself. God raises her head to study him. Her attention feels as though the sun were watching him all the time. Yes, they celebrated Sub-Zero's festival all for my sake. Milu, Dunyarzad. He remains silent, and she lapses. It is not long before she speaks again to fill the void of silence. Do you love me? In so much as it helps me to retain my position. Do you feel love for me? Haitham pauses. The lazy chaos of his finger has dragged the surface of the wood out of place. Her question sits now before him, sketched by his own hand. A painful ringing pierces the side of his head. I don't feel love for anyone. God, perhaps unaware of his overwhelmed senses, audibly splays her hands over the desk. While Haitham shuts his eyes, she says, How can you know you've never felt love? Because, he replies through gritted teeth, I've known hate. How much? He smears the question written in the wood with a slide of his palm. It's not how much, but how often. The second time he cut his long hair, discarding the plaits before the mothers and awaiting the violence of their hands. The second time he tasted his new name in his mouth, wrote his dead name in the sand, stomped it to oblivion beneath his bare feet. The second time he walked the halls of his darshan, regarded with narrow eyes by the other girls who thought him their colleague. The second time Kaveh raised his name like a glass of wine, smashing it to shards between his teeth and spitting blood with the force of his counter-argument. Does the repeated experience of hatred teach you the feeling of love? She asks. He answers, It teaches one the depths of two contrary and opposing emotions. The more one observes the light of hatred, the starker the shadow of love becomes. I think, God chuckles, most people would say it the other way around. He drops his hand from the table. Are you satisfied? Not quite, but I think I'll come again. Is that okay? Haitham shrugs. The chiaroscuro of the dream becomes a distant concept with her departure. God asks, What distinguishes love and hate? She asks him in a dream. The happenstance of the dream is a familiar and proximal copse of forest. He can see the illusion of Gandharvaville over the burning horizon. An abject irritation comes over him, though it, too, feels far off. He's only one day departed from Sumeru City, and he has only just nodded off. You can ask these questions in person, Haitham remarks. He does not witness God reassess him with round, innocent eyes. He can feel the stark burn of it, chasing away the fleeting warmth of Tignati's head beneath his chin, the easy twine of Sino's arms. I've been worried, God confesses. Every time I show up in reality, everyone gets scared. But I suppose you wouldn't care much, would you? No. I'll remember that for next time. But since you are here... It is Haitham's turn to flinch when he feels her hands upon his scalp. Spindly stems thread through his hair. She's weaving a flower crown upon his head, one Sumeru rose at a time. He says, curt, love and hate are both feelings. They are also actions. The act of hatred is destructive. The act of love is that of creation, fortification. She hums in a pensive kind of way. Haitham buries his fingers into his knees. God replies, can you perform love for something you hate? Or love someone but hate them in action? Naturally. Give me an example, she urges. Would it not extend his presence in her domain, he might refuse. But Haitham always chooses the expedient route. Forest Ranger Tignati resents the former sages, yet nurses them in their times of need. The General Mahamatra, he will tell you he hates me. He cannot help the brief quirk of his lips, fleeting as a bird. Need I tell you the veracity of his claims? He loves you very much, says God. There is no hesitation, not even to dispute the claim that she knows their minds. In equal measure to his romantic partner. By all public accounts, we are not romantically involved, he confirms. Is there such a thing as romantic hatred? Does unreciprocated love lead to performative hatred? I think, he says to the dewy grass, Sino is a liar. It's simple. God continues to garland his hair. When she is finished, her hand lingers on his crown, not unlike she intends to bless him. Eventually, she poses her thought in full. How can he feel satisfied with your relationship if he loves you? He says, it is not how, but in what way. The third time he rejected the advances of an amorous fellow, he was in the house of Dana, and he felt Tignati's eyes considering him for a long time. The third time he muted Kave's outburst with a touch to his headphone wire, Kave's eyes blazed, and he felt the sharp thrust of the dusk into his back before Kave kissed him. The third time the Grand Sage's under-officer addressed him as Lady Grand Scribe, Sino made himself known with the crash of his polearm upon the desk, and he felt the smug satisfaction radiate from Sino when the under-officer, stammering, corrected his title. The third time he combed out Kave's hair, his senior's usual chatter got caught in his throat, and he felt the silence grow liquid and soft as Kave laid a hand on his knee. God asks, in what ways can you love or hate someone? He says, I can't answer that for you. God backs away from him. Haitham considers the lay of the flower crown upon his head. He feels no warmer or colder for its presence. He is pulling at the grasses, impatient and understimulated. Do you like our talks? She whispers. He cannot look her in the eye. Her heat is burning like a flame across his back. Haitham feels no love, no hatred, but that was not the question. I do not mind them. I only mind that you keep appearing in my dreams. May I come see you then? You're God. May I? She insists. As you like, he sighs. The memory of her hands in his hair persists into the morning reality. It is not her influence that keeps her on his mind. Please, invites God. Have a seat. Anyone else might have protested. Haitham is a grown man, and he has never known the simple joy of a swing. He has also never been one for shame, so he sits in the Archon's dendroconstruct without any threat to his masculinity. Her hands rest upon his back. She seems to be considering if she can push him. Haitham offers no suggestion. They are alone in the wide circle of the sanctuary of Sudasthana. God asks, how do you love without feeling love? Beginning, with no further ado, to propel him on her swing. She does not push him into the realm of dreams. Truth told, her hands give him but the slightest shove. The swing rocks. He wraps a hand around one of its vines. Anyone else might find strange the happenstance of the undream. In the realm of God sits her grand scribe, an otherwise feeble and unremarkable scholar. Sumeru's Archon puts in the physical labor to set a rhythm to her swing. She applies exertion for the sake of a simple person like him. A man who was once set to be a woman. A man who grew up with scattered thoughts, the ability to weather endless hours of transcription, but not the scraping sound of a pencil. A man like him, agnostic to the toil of their lesser lord, atheist to the romantic flame. She repeats, "What kinds of love can you feel?" Every beat of her hands upon his back pushes him a little further. Haitham says, "Most, to my knowledge. Romance and intimacy don't move me." "Do you suppose you suffer from a deficiency?" ponders God. She is giving little hups of effort with each pause. "Those forms of love exist for us archons, so I was told. If it doesn't inconvenience my daily life, there's no reason to worry about it." "I've seen," she begins, "people who almost gave up on reality for the sake of dreams. Dreams where they could find the loved ones they lost. They loved so much that they were scared to wake up. Nonetheless, I don't think love is a weakness." "It's not," he agrees. She stops pushing him. After a few moments, Haitham's motion ceases. She lays her static hands upon his spine. Were he daring, he could turn his neck and look upon her. There is no danger to witnessing her in the flesh. Were he curious, were he daring, were he afflicted by the weakness of want and need for the chance to worship the Dendra Archon? But he does not. If Haitham is anything, he is fixed. He has only ever wanted for knowledge and the feel of experience in his palms. "Supposing you lost your Tignati," she posits, a rare stumble in her voice. "Your Sino, your Cave. Supposing you could see them once more in dreams and spend time with them again. Would you surrender reality for that chance?" He tastes the sour of displeasure on his tongue. Haitham, flexing his hands over his knees, says, "What I feel is no more or less weighty than romantic love enjoyed by others." "How do you distinguish it then? How do you love without feeling love?" Haitham stands up and faces her. God is so feeble, unremarkable, so small. He says, "It is not without feeling love. It's without lying to yourself." The fourth time he lay together with Cave, he confessed his absolute apathy for the act, and he was surprised that Cave did not laugh but asked him to explain. The fourth time he sat aside from Tignati and Sino, he confessed his interest, and he was surprised that they did not reject him, but fell into him so easily. The fourth time he began dozing in Cave's arms, he confessed how important he was to him, and he was surprised that Cave did not seize upon it, but chastely kissed his neck. The fourth time he stood before God, he confesses to her, "Love is one's own truth." And smiling, she says, "I think I understand." That's the fic. The end. Yeah, I really like this fic. Even though I can't see Haitham as trans in canon, I think I could see him as like aromantic and asexual for sure. But also I agree with the ending about how love is one's own truth. Yeah. As long as you know in your heart that what you feel for a person is your genuine emotion and you really care for them and want the best for them, then I don't think anyone else has the right to stand in your way. Yeah. That's why I really like this fic. All right. I like how they dropped his title for the fic too. Yeah, again, that was Wisdom of the Feeble Lunatic by GSTK. Very good fic. All right. Well, I think we end the stream with that. Yeah, I think that's a good way to end the stream. I know we didn't do much actual Genshin today. Aside from the event when my voice needed a bit of a break. But I hope that today's session was still really fun for everyone, that you still had a comfy time. So my next stream will be on Wednesday on my own channel. we will be playing more Genshin. We'll be finishing the event. I'll also be doing Abyss and viewer wishes. So people from the community can fill out the Whinnaay wishes form and you'll get a free walk-in in return. And I might stream on Friday or Saturday. Oh, actually no, on Saturday I will be on Cardidasu's stream for a short while. I will be commenting one of the matches for the Cardi Cup, which is a PvP Abyss tournament. So I'll post more about that. I might stream on Friday, we'll see. But yeah, I do want to finish Golden Slumber and stuff and do some more Genshin things. So you can join Discord for that. But yeah, otherwise, thank you all for today's stream. Let's see who we can raid. Let's see if anyone of the ambassadors is streaming tonight.
Yeah, go pee. Don't forget to.
Oops. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty tired, so maybe let's just end the stream here tonight. But thank you all again. Really appreciate you all coming to tonight's stream. Hope that you will also continue to show support for the It Gets Better organization and for the other ambassadors. Yeah. I always say this, but there will be no stream without you all. So thank you all. Hope that you take care. I hope to see you on my own channel on Wednesday. And yeah, hope you all stay winning. Until next time. Bye everyone. Good night. Good night, Hina. Thank you.